Good morning. My name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns. You're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. This is the fourth and final session of March 2020's Star Wars Saturdays game. We are playing a game of Apocalypse World Burned Over. Now, Apocalypse World Burned Over is a hack. I guess they called it a hack book, right? So we can call it that too, of the amazing Apocalypse World. Where my book is, I don't know. Oh, I think it's in my bag. Apocalypse World Second Edition, but Burned Over is kind of the PG-13 version of the game. There are a number of really interesting revisions to how experience happens, how help and interfere happens, and kind of a switch up of character stats, as well as a bunch of amazingly interesting remixed playbooks. So it is super cool. And we've just taken and poured it straight into the Star Wars universe set on the planet of Dathomir. Dathomir is this red dust ball planet that's used to be something nice and now is kind of crappy. We found that it may be due to some kind of city-killing weapon powered by a modified kyber crystal, or so we think may be the case. And yeah, so before we do our introduction of characters and a recap, just a reminder that we have safety tools. In our character keeper, we have lines and veils, just as a reminder, friends. A line meaning this is not fiction we're interested in as part of the Star Wars story. Lines on the death and endangerment of children, animal abuse, sexual assault, sexual violence, and peril to pregnant women and infants. We have veils on this content, meaning it's okay if it's part of our fiction, that it happens in our shared world, but we don't want to shine a light on it, focus on it, and if it does come into the fiction, we will fade to black or do a screen wipe. Those veils are torture by anyone, consensual sex, and suicide. So those are the things that we will veil. On top of that layer on top is the X card. It's a blunt object, it's a blunt instrument for safety, but I call myself the Orc Lord, so you know that I like blunt instruments like axes, and that's not really blunt, it's kind of sharp. That's fine. I lost the thread of that analogy. And to say the X card is a safety tool that we use if there's anything that causes you, the person, the player, to feel uncomfortable with something that we're diving into that you hadn't put on lines and veils, that's okay. All you need to do is just indicate. You can make an X, you can type it into the chat, you can use our cool roll for your party, which has an X card button. It's black with red font, and then we're going to stop play. I'll ask what it was that you X-carded in case it isn't immediately obvious. Sometimes it often is because, you know, sometimes there are things. And then we're going to excise it from our play. We'll quickly devise how we can get around it. I'm not going to challenge you. I'm not going to try to talk you out of it because that is the worst thing ever. I've had it happen to me. It's terrible. And then the last thing I'll say about X-card, I always like to remind people of this. If we start to delve into something and you're like, it's a little hinky, but I'm going to let it roll, and then it gets to you, you can still X-card, friends. That's A-okay. Not going to say, hey, wait a second. We were stomping Gamorrean heads earlier. Why is it a problem now? Be like, hey, that's cool. It got to you now. We'll just excise it out. Boom. And we'll move on. We got 6 amazingly talented, creative individuals. I guarantee there's nothing about this fiction that will be a roadblock to us continuing forward and having our fun. All of that done, let me do a quick recap because Scott was not in the session last time around and is rejoining us. Very happy to have you here, Scott. So what they found so far is that there is a city-killing device that is now at the Soul Tree. The Soul Tree is part of the Fallen City. It's a massive stone building with a collapsed dome and flanking towers with a wide, clear margin all around it, still scattered with concrete or duracrete barriers. There's a strict and menacing cult that makes it their stronghold. That cult calls themselves the Soul Arbors or the Soul Arbiters. They are led by a spokesperson by the name of Verity. And they seem to have reconstructed this city-killing weapon and have 2 of the 3 power crystals needed. Now, if you remember, Scott, you guys found the third power crystal. Now, you'd think, hey, power crystal, why don't we destroy it? That would be bad, explosively bad. So they came up with a great idea. Gathering together the credits that they had, they paid to obtain enough material for Vale, the amazing tinkerer, to create a fake power crystal. And the plan is to somehow deliver that power crystal to the Soul Arbiters so that they can have their weapon, and then explode the actual power crystal underneath the Soul Tree. It's a great plan. I'm here for it. Oh, by the way, there are also a bunch of stormtroopers here as a large, like huge ship, not Star Destroyer huge, but big enough to ferry around 4 to 6 TIE fighters, large Gozante class cruiser, who, Scott, you and I might remember, maybe Stephen remembers too, called the Grav Hammer. So the Grav Hammer has landed, and there are a number of troop transports that have just come in to where Creatha and Vale's shops are in this city here on Dathomir, the Fallen City. And yeah, there's several other things that we'll figure out as people introduce characters, but I think that's enough to spin up, unless I'll just quickly check in. Any other players want to add in specifically pertinent details that I've left out?
We got multiple player characters identifying as wolves, and that has Bard nervous.
Sure, yeah, that's important.
And apparently all the stormtroopers we've run across are also wolves.
Especially those stormtroopers who say that they have had implanted in them chips that force them to become wolves and take a bit of their identity, similar to HT. So yeah, those new brothers along, which won't be problematic at all. And yeah, thank you for that reminder, Sawyer. There is 3 hold from Bard's plan that's out there. And Kiana had asked, how could I get you to not kill my new family member? And Bard had said, as long as he is headed towards the treatment that Vale is devising to cure someone of being a wolf, that will be fine. And Vale, in order to tell the 2 power crystals from each other, tied a thread around one of them.
Yes, I forget which one. No, I remember.
Awesome. That's all the notes that I have. I'm sure that we'll figure out more stuff. Let's go around the horn and have everybody introduce their characters and themselves most importantly. Sawyer, kick us off.
I am Sawyer, also known as Ferret. I use all pronouns because I am greedy. And I am playing Kiana 67, a clone who is the Star Wars equivalent of Motormouth Maybell and is sending bastards to hell. Don't ask her for no mercy, because there is something else that rhymes with mercy that she would know that I don't.
Delightful. Stephen, introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
Hi, I'm Stephen, and I use the pronouns he, him. And today I'm playing HT-37, a hazard trooper or a stormtrooper, using the pronouns they, them. HT is about 7.5 feet tall. He's imposing for a stormtrooper, and his armor has been riveted to him, almost RoboCop style.
Yeah, that's so terrifying. I love it. Alexi, please introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
Hey, I'm Alexi, he, him. You can follow all my gaming endeavors online at Cloven Pine Games. So if you're excited about that, go ahead and check out Cloven Pine Games on Twitter or my Cloven Pine Games store on itch.io, where I've got several games available for free and a few others deeply discounted for the present circumstances. I'm playing in this game of Star Wars Saturdays a character called Bard, the Vigilant. He is a paranoid, sleep-deprived Zabrak. He can see the wolves of the Maelstrom, and this disturbs him deeply. So he has, been trying to get people to believe him about the wolves, and has started making some headway, and is now even chipping away at this project of curing some of the people who are wolves, like HT37, whom he calls Hate, and possibly other stormtroopers. And most recently, Bard laid out a plan to try and deal with the Soul Tree and their weird city-killing device. So hopefully that will all go super well and have no complications whatsoever.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the plan, right? Everything's easy, and then we just hang out. Sherry, if you could introduce yourself and tell us about your character, please.
Hi, I'm Sherry. I use the she, her pronouns. I'm playing Vale, the Gearcutter. She also uses the she, her pronouns. She is a nervous creature. She does not like confrontation, but she does like figuring things out. And this has been a wonderful few days for that. So her most recent accomplishment was that she designed a fake kyber crystal. And this one, when she made it, is planned to go into the gun. That's as part of Bard's plan. And in theory, it should. The original one's supposed to concentrate power. This one will too, but it won't let go of it. So it will result in an explosion as well if it's placed into the gun and turned on. So that's the one thing that I wanted to add to the recap. But I waited until my introduction, so it would be my fact.
It's all yours, Gearcutter. Thank you so much, Sherry. Scott, welcome back. Please introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
Sure, I'm Scott. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing Kretha Stagor. She is a medic, and she has a small medical bay wherein she offers her services essentially in a barter kind of capacity with folks. And she tends to be a bit distracted, a bit out of kind of the political loop of what's going on in the town, interested by more things, and yeah, that's where she's at.
Awesome. So we'll start off with a heavy knock at Kretha's refuge, her clinic, and your I can't remember the gatekeeper droid. And you know that there are stormtroopers at the door, several of them. What do you do, Kretha?
I'm the only one here. Is that correct?
Yeah, unless you have a patient maybe knocked out in the back, but yeah, you're the only PC here right this moment.
I'm gonna go ahead and just standard stormtroopers.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and answer the door.
Sweet. Door opens up, and you see a stormtrooper that has like this cool kind of poncho thing going on. If you want to picture, it's E20 on our NPCs and places, and he's got a couple of more nondescript, very clean stormtroopers to his left and his right behind him. He says, my name's Sergeant Halcyon. You are Kretha the medic?
Yeah. That's me.
Kretha Stagor. Good. Come with us.
What's wrong?
I'm sure that you'll find out once you get to the captain. And then he steps forward and reaches for your arm. What do you do?
I'm gonna just come with him. This is a bit out of my depths.
Cool.
A bit off-putting.
So we cut to Vale as she's tying the bow around the power crystal, and we hear thump as Sawana jumps down outside and comes in. Hey, there's a bunch of stormtroopers over at the refuge.
What? How many is a bunch?
I saw, there's a whole troop transport which holds like 20, but I only saw 3, and they came to Kretha's, and now they're escorting her out, and she doesn't look very happy. I think there's something bad going on. She shows off her 2 pistols. Should we go rescue her?
Maybe someone's just hurt.
More than likely, but do we really want the stormtroopers taking our medic right before we launch our important plan?
Well, we aren't going to blow them up.
No, we don't have enough explosives, but we could try to scare him off, get Kretha back. Couldn't hurt having her with us.
So at that conversations, you guys are making that agreement. HT and Kiana 67 arrive with another person in tow. How did you guys, Kiana, I assume you're better at sneaking than the 7-foot tall monstrosity that is HT. So how did you sneak in your small party past the mini stormtroopers that are teaming around this section of the city?
Well, they don't know that the stormtrooper we have with us is not with them anymore.
So
it was
he just
easy
escorted
to.
you guys.
It was basically like they have their watch around here. Take this left.
Cool. So Sawana goes, "Oh crap! Oh poodoo!" And she points to the front door as a stormtrooper walks in. It's a scout bike trooper, and then right behind him comes Kiana, one of them, maybe a bad one, and then you see the chest of HT, and he ducks his head and comes inside.
Oh, HT. Hey. She looks at the other 2 and kind of does the chin. Everything okay?
There's a lot of trouble, but I think that's normal.
Confirm which Kiana you are.
Oh, my Alderaan, we've been through this. It's done.
All right.
This is 67. I've been with her all the time.
Hate's word is good enough for me on this.
The scout bike trooper pulls off his helmet and he says, "I'm not actually escorting them.
What are you doing here then?"
They're going to help me. I've got a chip in my head. Kiana said that somebody here could help me out with that."
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And this Swana says, "Maybe we need a medic for that?"
Yeah, that helps too. Less blood.
Okay, new plan. Medic first, then chips, then we
They're
blow
with
up
the
the soldier.
stormtroopers right now.
Yeah, I think like Bart is like already, getting his harpoon gun ready, and like offering like barest of recaps to Hate and Kiana and the newcomer. Kretha, good girl, patches people up. Stormtroopers have her. We're gonna take her back.
Doesn't seem like much of a plan, but it's better than what I have, man.
I spent a while coming up with a different plan, and then this curveball happened. So we're just gonna roll with it and then get back on track.
I think I'll look at she's a Twi'lek with the guns, right?
She's not actually a Twi'lek. She's a Donji.
Okay.
The red. Swana is the one. She's on E.
Yeah. I'll look at Swan. Like, have you ever ridden in a speeder before?
Oh yes, it's very fun.
Can you shoot while you're riding in a speeder?
Yes.
Do you want to shoot while riding in a speeder at stormtroopers?
Let's go.
Yeah, so I will. I think I'll like touch Hate on the upper chest. I don't think Kiana's anywhere close to reaching those shoulders. Like, come behind me. Do what Vale and Bard say is best. But I think I've got the start of this, the very least. And I'm going to go run over some stormtroopers with my car.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Wow.
Sounds good. Cool. So Kiana 67 and Swana run outside together. Swana's giggling with excitement for this impending battle. She's not going to be a very good help to you, unfortunately. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you she's not a very good shot.
Well, I will do a thing though. I will hand her a gyroscope, and then that means that I can help you if I need to.
Yay!
That's awesome. Cool. So it sounds like, as we look over our amazing basic moves, we got some vehicle moves here. You're not trying to outdrive or deal with bad terrain.
Oh
though.
no,
So
I'm
maybe
just
you're
doing
gonna-
battle with my
Yeah.
vehicle as a weapon.
That sounds awesome. So, Kretha, you come up to the stormtroop transport. The two stormtroopers who are accompanying you. Oh, they would have let you retrieve your medical kit, whatever bags you wanted. Seems like they needed you for your medic abilities, and that's when you hear a particular big. Oh shoot! What was the? Yeah, a bold devil vehicle, a big macho racer come zooming towards, with a kind of Kiai scream war crying red skinned female with blasters. And Kiana, let's have you do some battle against some
Got an
storm.
11.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. No, an 11 is pretty great. Okay, so on do battle. So on I hold 2 on any hit and 3 on a miss. So let me quickly write down my. They're gonna do that.
Let me grab my choices as well.
Okay.
Let's
Cool.
see. So
While Sawyer's working on those options, which you just see, are you guys doing anything or just letting Kiana run off with Swana?
So HT is actually going up where Swana was, and could see everyone, and he's going to, assume a prone position with his sniper rifle and back up Kiana in case something goes all to crap.
That sounds amazing. I love it. Cool. So fighting opportunistically means you're spending 1 to inflict harm on additional enemies, and
Yep.
fighting for blood is +1, inflict 1 extra harm. That is some pretty nasty choices you have made there. What is the base harm for your vehicle?
massive +3 AP when used as a direct hit. So with this, it is 6 harm AP.
Holy crap. Okay, so you spent that ×2. So that's 3 targets that you take out. Yeah, you slam. Is it a thing where you imagine you just bowl straight into them or like side swipe or?
I think like this is the stormtroopers obviously in a line, all turning to look at the vehicle at once, and then being run, like just having that flash cut of them just not being there.
And we have a Wilhelm scream as one of them goes over the troop transport and smacks into a building. Yeah, you just took out all of the ones around Kretha. And I think Swana, in maybe the most heroic moment of her entire young life, reaches down and stabs a hand towards you, Kretha, and says, "Come on!" Okay, Scott, you're muted. What does Kretha say?
Yeah. I give me like this, and then I see the arm, and I reach up and grab it. Try to hold on.
And then I imagine, Keanu, you're gonna take off? Run away? Okay, cool. So
yeah, run away bravely.
She's busy pulling you while you're like half in, half out. And the troop transport is spinning up, and there's a huge turret that's now going to be firing on you. HT, you doing anything about that turret on the top of the troop transport that's trying to sight in Kiana?
Oh yeah. I think I'm going to try and take out. So I would know where the turret controller is.
You would.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and take that out.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Sweet.
do you want me to roll do battle?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, that's your expertise. You're really good at that stuff. So let's have you do that.
So I rolled a 9, and that's with hard. So that's an 11.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, they're gonna yeah, so that is an 11. That's amazing. Make your quicks, make your picks. I think they're trying to sight in Kiana, but after the first shot, they're probably gonna be fighting defensively. So I'll have them fight defensively one time and fight for blood. Okay, cool. Seize initiative, fight for blood ×2, fight opportunistically. Oh, that's nasty. What's your base damage from that
3.
sniper rifle? 3. So you're doing 5 damage and -1 for the defensively. So that's 4 damage. You take out the pilot. I mean, it's one of those where you sight it in and fire through the little sight port on the side of the troop transport and hit him. He was able to fire off near Kiana. So I'm going to say that Kiana and Krita, you both get to take 1 harm unless you have armor. If you have armor, we'll say that it's, oh, good. Does Krita have armor? You have 1 armor? Cool. So it's cosmetic. Maybe you'll be a little bruised. The speeder wobbles a little bit.
And I think what you see on screen is you see the inside of the troop transport with like this windscreen, and he's firing on Kiana's land speeder. And then we see this big bright light that comes in and hits the windscreen and kind of cracks. And then 2 more follow up. There's a big flash of light, and then you see the shot of HT folding up his sniper rifle and heading back inside.
Well, there's a bunch of like harmless red blaster bolts over the top because you're out of firing range. Yeah, that's awesome. Kiana, the troop transport no longer has a turret, but they're going to try to basically hammer into you and knock you off of this kind of long, dusty Duracrete street as the troop transport is giving chase. What do you do, Kiana?
Sounds like I need to outdistance them, doesn't it?
It sounds like that thing should happen.
Yeah, so I'm going to roll cool plus my speed, which is a nice +1.
Okay, and they hold. You're out driving another.
Yes.
All right, cool. Out driving another NPC. The other driver holds 1 against you on any hit and 2 against you on a miss.
Oh dear, I'm glad I got a +3 with that because that is a 9.
Oh, and it's modified by relative speeds. The speed of this thing is not awesome. I mean, I've seen them in, but I think that the speed is 0. So you've got a +1 advantage from speed differences.
Then I got a 10.
Nice. On a 10, you hold 3 against the other driver. And they hold 1. I think they are going to. Yeah. I know what he's doing.
I need to bring up the vehicle moves real quick.
They're just 3. Drive safe, drive hard, and drive fast.
Oh, drive fast 3, twice, and drive safe once.
Okay, sweet. So they don't have the ability to hit you with the turret, which would have been a lot of damage. But instead, it's a few stormtroopers brave enough to lean out the side of the doors and fire on you. So your drive safe will increase your massive or handling by +1. Which do you want to?
Massive.
All right, cool. So they are doing blaster bolts of 2 damage, but I think your massive is your armor, right? So your massive is 3.
No, for blaster bolts, I have armor 0.
Oh, sweet. You guys get to take some harm. So after armor, wait.
My car has armor 0.
Car has armor 0, which means that you guys are getting hit. Awesome. So I will ask real quick, Kretha, are you doing anything while this running gun battle is going on, and you are on the back of the speeder?
I forget if what I'm armed with. Yeah, I'm gonna. I've got my trusty stun gun. Oh no, I do not anymore. I am holding on for dear life and praying to the whatever I would pray to, and hoping beyond anything that I'm just trying to curling up into the smallest ball I can while holding on for dear life.
Here's what you should do. I think you should probably get onto the speeder fully. So I'll have you act under fire while all of this is going on. And Kiana's pouring on the speed and Swana's holding on for dear life while getting shot at. So let's have you act under fire to see if you stay on the ship. With a 10 plus, you can get into a nice hidey hole as you've won. And a 7 to 9, you're probably still hanging on for dear life and are about to get hurt. And on a miss, you fall.
All right. An act under fire is cool, isn't it?
It is. It's very cool.
So wonderful. I have a nice good -1 in that. And oh my God, I got a 9.
What? Okay, cool. On a 9, it's a couple bumps, and you're still hanging on, but you Swana, at this point, she's dropped her blaster into the back seat, and she's got both hands on, trying to hold and pull you in, but you get hit by a blaster bolt before you get onto and in a secure position. So go ahead, and each of you need to roll harm. You each have armor of 1, so you're only taking 1 harm. You go and roll 2d6 minus the harm that you have taken.
I got a 9.
Okay. On a 7 to 9, I choose one: lose fitting, lose grip on what you're holding, lose track of someone or something, miss noticing something important. Let's take a look at stuff that you have. I'm so mean. I've been making people spend credits and taking away stuff. It's just, oh, what is up with me? I'm just cruel.
I got a 7 on my end.
Ooh. Okay, let me take a look at the gear here for our good friend. You've lost your stun gun. I don't know. All you've got left is casual clothes. That just counts for armor. I don't think I can take that from you. That would be kind of weird. So instead, let me ponder on that. While I do jump over, and what does Kiana lose? Oh man, I don't want to take your. Yep, I'm doing it. Your bolter. I'm gonna say you got the cool like windshield. Remember Luke's land speeder had the cool windshield. The windshield cracks, and you have to slide around a corner, and you're distant. I mean, I could. That's very tempting. A sexy tear across your midriff it's in fiction, it's canon. It's a thing that can happen. But instead, I think the bolter flies out as you whip around. You're gonna have to pick up another weapon. Kretha, you. Oh, okay. Lexi just everything changed when Alexi turned off camera, and it freaked me out. I don't know why. Sorry. So we will jump back, and I think that what you're going to do, I don't want to have you lose your footing. That would be boring. Yeah. So as you slide through, each of you guys need to go to 3 o'clock for harm. Yes. There we go. You slide into the back seat, but Swana, when Kiana hits a hairpin turn and loses the troop transport and outdistances, Swana wasn't ready for it, and she slides off and barely grabs onto the tail end of the speeder, and she's being drugged behind Kretha, taking some damage, and she's about to lose her grip. What do you do, Kretha?
Oh my God! I'm gonna put every ounce of my strength into pulling Kiana back on.
Okay, cool. Let's have you. I don't know. Is that another act under fire?
Feels like it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything exactly.
So it's possibly it's plausibly the help role, right? Because you can point that at NPCs.
That's true. You can point at NPCs. So why don't you see if you can help? And if you help successfully, you'll help Sawana pull herself back up, or you'll pull her up. Let's have
And
you do
helping
that.
NPCs is sharp. You're good at this.
Oh man, you're built
Yeah.
for helping.
That's right. So help is. I'm just looking at what I roll. HX.
Nope,
I
you roll
can't
sharp.
Sharp. All right. Oh, that's perfect for me.
Mm-hmm.
7 plus.
Oh,
2.
I'm clicking your cool for that act under fire you just did.
So I got a 9.
Oh, nice. Cool. So with that 9, yeah, you're able to latch on and heft her into the back of the speeder. You guys both jump into the back seat, breathing heavily, and she laughs out of excitement and terror. And we will cut back to HT, dropping back into, I imagine once you take care of things and they drive off, you come back down to the shop where Bard and Vale are. What do you guys want to do, Bard, Vale?
Oh, I'm getting essentially my cart set up for going out to the Soul Tree. There's a particular load that I usually take out there. There's certain things they like to trade for. She's just been working on that, getting it all set up so it looks like it usually does. And then the other thing is that of course she's given the bomb to Bard.
The real crystal.
The one that needs to go to the foundations.
Does that one have a string on it, Vale?
You mean the one that
the bomb have the string on it?
Yeah, no, it doesn't have a string. I'm
sorry, too many pronouns.
Doesn't have a string on it. Sorry.
Okay, so the safe one has a string on it. Okay.
Yes. No, not the safe one. The very dangerous one has a string on it.
They're
the real one.
They're both very dangerous.
Yes.
That's true. That's true.
Cool. Yeah, with the crystal safely tucked away, in my pouch somewhere, I'm stepping out to be there, ready and waiting when Kiana comes screaming back in.
Okay. So you guys are going to wait around for Kiana to return? Is that the plan?
Yeah, we want to. I mean, that was my thought because maybe it would be good to have Kretha do the rounds before we embark on this mission.
Oh, yeah, sure.
All right. Well then,
some people are very hurt.
You're not wrong. There's some people who are hurt. So, yeah, HT, you come back down. It looks like Vale and Bard are just going to hunker down. Are you going to remain with them? Anything else you want to do, HT?
I think that I want to encourage Vale to take a look at our stormtrooper friend. Did we give him a name?
Daro Typho.
So Daro, I think, is kind of off in the corner, a little bit freaked out, and I think so. HT walks over to Vale and says, Daro has some memory loss and doesn't remember what happens, and we think that's what makes him a wolf of the maelstrom.
That's when he's a wolf. And she goes, listen, I have one ring right now. She holds up the thing that she took from Griggs's shop. This was meant for you. It'll take me some time to get another one. Where do you want this ring to go first?
We made a deal. Work on him first.
Okay.
No. If you guys can you get more? Can you make more? Maybe he should go.
She goes, they show up from time to time. It's just, and she stops. She goes, it's just an AI conversation. It gives you more time to figure out what you want before your AI tells you what to do. And it will also have to argue through the other AIs. They won't tell you what to do. They'll just argue with it.
It'll keep the wolf at bay.
Mm-hmm.
But you still need to fight yourself. It's not going to get you out of the woods.
He looks up at you, HT. Have you ever fought it before?
I've fought the wolves for a long. I've fought the AI for a long time. This will give you a chance.
Bard kind of smirks a little at hate accidentally adopting his language of calling them the wolves.
Small victories. Okay, I'll take the ring. I'll do my best.
Okay. And then it kind of goes, if Cretha makes the cut, it's much cleaner. But I can do it. I've done it before.
Whatever you think's best. Vale.
I would suggest we probably get prepped and get ready so that Critha can do it as soon as she arrives.
All right. And this is what I do. I pull down a canvas and I spread it over all my junk so it's cleaner here.
That's wholly inappropriate and great. Sweet. So we cut to Kiana and Cretha. I mean, tarps, that's all you need. That's how it worked in the 1800s. They just tarp over it. So Kiana and Cretha, you guys lose the troop transport. There are a couple of TIE fighters. The scream overhead. They're no X-Wings friends. I'm sorry to have gotten your hopes up there. There are a couple of TIE fighters that scream overhead. They are trying to search for you. So Kiana, how is it that you want to sneak your way back to these people with their cool plan and also your friends?
It sounds like this is a desperate time, doesn't it?
Does seem a little desperate.
I think I might have to use my move, back against the wall.
Why don't you do that? Back against the wall sounds awesome.
With my last level up, I increased the stat I roll this with by +1, so hopefully that'll help.
Sweet. Ear to the ground. Where is that move?
It is at the bottom.
Other moves.
And I got a 7, so you get to make a choice for me.
Sweet. Wait. Where is the move? I see.
Other moves against the odds, not back against the wall. Yeah.
When you're backed into a corner is the trigger. Roll plus aggro. And on a 7 to 9, the MC chooses one for you. You have an unexpected ally, desperate opportunity, sudden realization. You find reserves of speed, strength, or endurance. And you have a piece of amazing luck. Oh, that is so good. Rich looks over at the NPCs and places. Take a look here, and I think so you are trying to make your way. You're backed against the wall, and you're trying to make your way through the fallen city back to your friends. You roll this particular move, and I think what happens is that your Ugnaught Infochant, Widow Core, picks up that you are, but he says, I recognize your description on all of the Imperial comways. If you're looking for some way to get through the city, if you owe me one, I'll help you get back where you need to go.
Oh, that son of a bitch. I look back at Cretha and Swana. They both need me at this moment. Fine. There's no chance that I may not even make it back after all of this. So, yeah, I'll owe him one.
I'm putting in the NPC description. Kiana owes him 67, owes him one, and he directs you with a number of his drones, working with Solomon Falwin's drones, and he gives you exactly what you need to sneak your way back to Bard Vale and HT37 on your speeder. You have to leave the speeder half a block away and park it in an old shack that nobody's using anymore, and then you three make your way back to Vale's shop. Creetha, you see that Vale has prepped someone for surgery. There's tarps on somewhere. There's canvas on top of the table.
Yeah, if it's all right, Rich, can I be there waiting as they pull back up and basically kind of relatively roughly pull Creetha down and say, "You've got a patient waiting."
Nice. Oh, that's way better than my thing. I love that.
Because I want to have a private word with Kiana. So I will send Swana to help to bring Creetha into the operating room here.
Cool.
That works.
Yeah,
I'd
so
like to point
Swana,
out that this place is pretty much just a spacious janitorial closet, so it's
Yeah.
getting a little crowded in here.
that's amazing.
That's fine. I like
HT will step outside, kind of in a guard position, and be close enough that if you need anything, Bard, let me know.
And Swana, when she delivers, Creetha will go, "I'll go up on top and keep lookout."
Before Swana goes, you had 2 blasters, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I dropped one.
No, you dropped both. I'll take one as a payment for the ride.
Oh, right. Luckily, I've got this. And she goes and picks up the blaster rifle that she'd taken, and I got some thermal detonators. So if there's a problem, I'll just throw them. And then
That
she
sounds very smart.
clambers up outside, undaunted, and so there's a Bard wanted to talk to Creetha or to Kiana, right?
Yeah.
Undaunted. I thought you said she was a battle babe.
I will step outside
Sorry,
with
just making a joke.
Bard.
One sec being weird.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, okay, no problem.
While he's doing that, I'll just go ahead and roll for healing.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Prepped for surgery, taking a look, rolling my eyes, because of course this group. And I got a 4 on my guardian angel, not guardian angel. Healing touch.
Yeah.
So take the pain away, heal 0 harm.
Were you doing your own harm or?
No.
Sure.
Was the most harmed.
Yeah, using the healing touch for. Wait, were you doing that as part of the surgery, or did you just want to find out who's hurt and try to help them? I'm sorry.
Yeah, whoever's hurt, whoever looks the most hurt initially when I come in, before getting ready for the full on.
It'd probably be HT, but Bard is also equally hurt badly, and Kiana. They're all hurt real bad. Well, they're all at 6. So who do you want to have made feel better, not actually get better?
And also, we're the 3 that are outside. So
They're outside. So yeah, I didn't realize all 3 of them were outside. So we'll just hold on that.
It could be Darrow. I mean,
It could be Darrow.
He is very afraid.
Would you say it's Darrow? You take Darrow's pain away while Vale and you work together on the brief surgery to remove.
Which is perfect because no pain is not a promise I would make. So that's excellent. So yeah, essentially the thing is I just have to get to where the implant is, and then I put the ring around the implant.
Nice. Cool. And sew him up, and he sits up, and he doesn't feel any pain, right? He's still probably hurt a little bit, but he says, I can feel the different voices. It's like when I was a kid and My parents would be in the other room arguing.
You'll learn to screen them out.
I did. So we cut to Bard and Kretha's conversation here.
Kiana, I think.
Oh, sorry. Kay's name. Sorry. Bard and Kiana's conversation outside. Sorry.
Some fancy flying there.
Not all that great. I mean, I wouldn't be here without hate.
Listen, if we're gonna work together here, there's something I need to know. So I know you're not gonna just pot shot when my back is turned.
It may be 67, but, you know, the 17th of the Rancor moon is when you can get me a birthday present.
This is serious. No more games, no more rhymes. I see traces of the wolves on you, and I don't think that comes as a surprise. Tell me what's going on.
I think she will turn her back on Bard for a moment, then lift her hair. And like, as Vale had said, if I did this, the incision would not be that neat. Like, there is just like massive scar tissue on the back of her neck where something has been dug out.
What did they do to you?
Vale saved me. Vale caught me trying to do it by myself, and I don't think I would be here without Vale. I owe them a lot.
Do the other clones have these too?
I don't know. I never asked. We were never close in that regard. I know Mechanical Brother does, and I'm trying to get him better, like me.
Very well. It seems Vale may have saved most of us.
To be fair, I don't think she knew what she was doing besides pulling something out of me. But
that sounds like Vale.
I think she kept it. Might be a way you can reverse engineer all these things that you hate.
Like that's like a like kind of deep grumbling ambiguous noise coming out of Bard at that. Absolutely. But he like gives a slow nod, and then like as like a conciliatory gesture offers a hand to like help Kiana down from her vehicle.
Oh no, the vehicle got left back a few blocks away because we had to walk. I think she will take Bard's hand and surprise him by kissing him on the cheek and walking back inside.
Yeah, camera close up on like extremely surprised eyebrows going up on this Zabrak's face.
Yeah, like eyebrows almost touching the horns.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nice, I love it. Cool. So after you guys have helped out your new brother Darrow Typho, he's got a bandage taped to the side of his neck, and everyone is gathered together. You've got your idea of your plan in place. I'm not sure what, Bard had laid out the idea of the plan. I don't know how he wants to divvy people up for moving forward here.
Yeah, let's send the least suspicious looking people with Vale, so that there's a kind of plausible deniability that we're just delivering your stuff, and hey, we found this crystal, and then I will take other folks down below for the sabotage mission. So to me, that feels like send Kiana and Kretha with Vale, so they seem like they're not up to something. They're just operating like they usually do, and then have Hate come along with me, and I guess Swana if we must.
Swana will point. Swana will point out. Yeah, Swana will point out. She'll say, "Oh, if they're troopers at the Soul Tree, aren't they looking for Kretha? Should we give her a disguise?"
So I think our new friend Typho might be able to help with that. Could we put Kretha in Typho's armor?
Little short for a stormtrooper. But no, that's classic. We should go with that. Absolutely.
Yes. I love the idea of Kretha having to dress in scout biker armor. Are you good with that, Scott?
Yeah. As they're doing it, she's just like, I've got a bad feeling about this. I'm gonna be a target if I'm wearing this armor. It might be a good disguise, but if anything goes wrong.
Yeah, she has a point. Doctor, I feel bad now. Could you give me a once over before we go then?
You think you feel bad? I'm dressed like a stormtrooper, but yeah, I can help you.
Oh, good. Thank you. I'm glad I asked. Ask and you shall receive.
So you want to try to do some healing touch on poor Kiana?
Yeah. I actually got a 12. So I get to pick
Nice.
3 of the... let's pick... pick all the great ones. So that is... heals tissue damage, stops their bleeding, knits their bones back together, and takes away their pain.
Nice. Bless you. That heals you up then. Kiana, you are hale. And I think, Kretha, did you mark the help? No, is healing someone? Yeah, it should be XP for healing somebody, right? On the harm thing, or is that when you take harm?
That is
Sawyer, is that when you heal somebody, do you get XP?
No, but he rolled weird, so he should have Kretha should have an improvement from rolling the 3 stats.
Yeah, so it's 3 stats. It's an improvement and clear them. Cool. And then so you are healed. The MC decides if it's 1 or 2 harm.
I'm gonna have you heal up. That sounds awesome and fun.
I think since it's miraculous, Kiana starts feeling behind her neck like the scar is missing now.
Ooh.
And I think she gets really worried for a second, doesn't know whether she should punch or hug Kretha. It's like, did this grow back? She stops, listens for the voices in her head, and for the first time, actually just backs away from Kretha, hands up, maybe I asked for too much. I'm sorry.
Nice. I like that. And I think Swana will be watching that as well and is amazed. She's, I can't believe he did that, Kretha. You're amazing.
Well, thanks. It's just, it's nothing. It's not a big deal.
I think Hate could do with a little patching up too.
What is with you? You guys could stand to just for a week or two.
Look, if we succeed today, maybe we won't have any problems for a week or 2.
Yeah, I only got a 6 on that roll, so...
It's 6? Cool. You feel fine, HT. You still have, bleeding wounds from blaster fire, but you feel fine. And yeah, I think, Kiana, you receive a communication from one of the other Kianas. Hey, sis. We've looped you in. We're thinking about bugging out to Rancor Pit. It's getting too hot here.
Some people like it hot. Why are you leaving? Why are you dropping this and not staying?
Verity asked us to stay out of this.
All of us? By name and number?
She didn't ask you, I guess, since you're asking us.
No. I'm going to let you in on a little secret, a little hint. Verity doesn't like me, and I think she there is the veiled curse words that rhyme.
Are you coming with us, sis?
I know you'll be at the Rancor Pit. If I don't make it there in 2 weeks, I think I'll be dead.
It's a long pause. Okay.
Best of luck. Give Morgan my best.
May the good times go with you.
And may you see the stars always.
Nice. So your Kiana allies seem to be bugging out. You guys have your assignments. We now have Kretha in scout trooper armor, Kiana 67, and Vale heading on the delivery.
And
yes?
comes their stripy spots.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's been cooped up for a while, so I'll put him on the cart so he can see the world.
Nice. Little love cat. That's awesome. Bard HT and Swana and a now no longer wearing armor, Darrow Typho, will be heading underneath to try to sabotage the soul tree with the genuine article. Sweet. Yes.
And do I have to do something? I thought perhaps it would make sense if Vale had drawn a schematic for and essentially given them a suggestion of where to plant the bomb.
Oh, well, it sounds like that is a thing that you would do.
That I would give them advice, yes.
I think you should give them that advice. Yeah, let's make sure that you're often or right. So you tell them what you honestly think the best course is, what you're doing, we just laid it out. And if they do it, you guys will get +1 to planting that bomb, and then Vale gets an improvement. Mark 1 towards improvement. Sounds awesome.
Oh, if they do it.
If they do. Yeah, if they ignore you and just put it at their whim, then.
So where do we place it to maximize the chance of bringing down the soul tree, Vale?
She goes, well, it's a circle. So the thing is it's inherently a problem because they're the most stable. But if you can take a swath of one side, it should give us, let's see, how do you say this? A weakness that the other explosion will be able to capitalize so we can get it to tip backwards. We want it to tip backwards here. So backside, and the good thing is that's actually the most exposed part of the foundation.
Almost like there was a small exhaust port just below the main one.
Yeah, I like that.
Good. All right, we'll keep that in mind.
That's great. Sweet. I love it. I feel like this is a good point to take a break. It's a little bit on the early side, but it feels appropriate dramatically. It is 10 after. Let's take like 5-ish minutes, and we'll see you guys in a quarter after. I gotta say, Alexi, I really, really enjoyed that Secret Sewer Science Siblings. I think I screwed up the order of it, but I really enjoyed that session of it. That was so fun.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun running Secret Science Sewer Siblings with you and folks there. Hopefully, I put one on the calendar for the Gauntlet Gauntlet Community Open Gaming. So
Ooh.
that should be should be fun. I hope I get to run that with some Gauntlet and some non-Gauntlet folks.
Nice. Cool. So we will pick up with HT, Bard, Swana, and Darrow creeping along in the catacombs underneath the Soul Tree. The Soul Tree as a building. Bard, what was it used for before everything was broken and destroyed? Was it always a temple? Or did it have some other use?
No, I think it was a stadium for some sort of sport. Now we have to come up with a Star Wars sport. Probably not pod racing. This is Dathomir. I don't know. Maybe there was like Rancor rodeos.
Oh yeah, Rancor ball.
What Rancor rodeo is what I'm thinking.
Oh no.
No?
Too much space western there for me. I'm sorry. Rodeo.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
Maybe Rancor ball and it's just named after the creature rather than involving the Rancors directly.
Yeah, that would be a very, very tough sport if you involve the Rancors directly. Yeah, there's an entire series of articles about sport, but I love that we're coming up with our own thing. It's called Rancor Ball. That sounds amazing to me. And you guys are sneaking through these catacombs. Once before, long ago, this would have been perfectly smooth, dirt-crete floor, columns that support. You notice that the height of this is huge. Like it's Star Wars, so it's huge scale, right? It's like hundreds of feet up, and over time, from just misuse or disuse, there have been drips of water, and so these stalactites have formed, as well as things around the large columns, these crystalline growths around the large columns, and the four of you are walking along. I imagine that a couple of you have some kind of electric lights of some kind, torches, and Bard, I assume you're carrying the power crystal to try to find the space that Vale had laid out for you.
Yeah, but it's tucked away. I'm not like holding it out.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
I've got my harpoon gun out, and maybe like there's a little like flashlight on the top of it, basically. So I'm kind of like
nice
scanning where I'm going with the harpoon gun and the light.
Cool. As the four of you are moving along, you hear the echoes of Swana humming the Boba Fett and the assassin droid song from before. She's doing it a little nervously now.
Swana, quiet down.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was making noise. I hum when I'm nervous.
Thank you.
Then two things happen. HT, you're the first that notices that there is an amber glow coming from Bard, from something on his person. Bard, you hear very low rumble and echo of some kind of growl. HT, what do you do?
I think HT puts up a hand to stop the other two, and reaches out to Bard and places a hand on his shoulder and says, "There's something amiss in your pack."
Bard like, bristles at first and then kind of relaxes slowly and looks down to see if he can see what Hate is talking about.
Oh, yeah, that power crystal that you have has now started to glow an amber color. It's never done that before that you've had it.
I'm going to like pull on a glove and then reach into the pack and kind of pull it out like just part way to see if I can see anything more about what's going on.
Cool. So let's have you. I think you're. Let me check my thing. I think you're opening your brain because someone and read a situation don't seem.
Yeah, the crystal has repeatedly been the trigger for for open your brain, so I buy it.
All right, rock on.
Okay, my weird is 1, and I'll roll some dice over in over your party once I get it to load. Okay, that's a 6. However, my weird is 1, so it's a 7.
Cool. So on a 7 to 9, so on a hit, the MC must tell you something new and interesting about the current situation and might ask you a question or two. Answer them frankly. Bard, how distantly are you related to the Zabrak known, who took upon himself the name of Darth Maul?
I feel like Maul has got to be like the black sheep of the family, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so definitely that's a name Bard has heard kind of in like, whispers and curses, and people like awkwardly talking around the branch of the family that went full bore for the sort of strange magics of old Dathomir and got involved with the Sith.
So you reach out and you pick up the crystal with this glove, and the amber shifts from kind of that yellowy orange and slides into a deeper orange to more of a vermilion as you hold it, edging towards red. And this, as you've been told, is a kyber crystal, and you get an image of it inside an ancient double-bladed lightsaber. Not one held by Darth Maul, but held by one many, many millennia ago during the times of the Old Republic.
What color is the lightsaber?
It's red. Both blades.
Yeah, Bard has a bad feeling about this. Yeah.
You hear another roar. Now you hear it, HT, and then the thump, thump of 2 heavy footsteps. Swanna hears it this time.
Do I recognize what that might be?
It's larger than human. It seems to be a biped. You would guess a rancor.
Okay, but not mechanical or anything like that.
Oh, no, it's not mechanical. That's fine. It's not mechanical at all. Yeah, it's not.
Brace yourselves.
Let me know if you have any problems with that crystal.
It's gonna have problems with me, is what it's gonna have.
And then Swana and Darrow both shine a light up, and they catch the milky-eyed face of a very large, very old-looking Rancor, and it blinks and then roars at all four of you. Cut away to Vale pushing her cart with the Loath Cat, looking around, very excited. It's as if you're taking the Loath Cat on a walk, according to Counselor Stripey Pants. I mean, it's this is basically how it should be.
Exactly. I feel
Stripey
bad that
spots.
I should have done it more often. Counselor for short.
Counselor licks its paw a little bit and
Mm-hmm.
then shoves something off of the cart that it deems is not worthy to be on the cart with it.
I picked this up for the 20th time and put it on the back. I think there's like a pile of things the counselor has deemed ill repute that are now hidden by tarp in the back.
Kreetha, you're now wearing scout bike trooper armor. It's a little smelly, like it's been worn by someone today and not appropriately cleaned. It doesn't fit exactly right. What part of it is the most uncomfortable for you?
It's the legs and the leg joints. They're, it's bending too high up it's not really quite in my knee, so it's bending into my thigh and cutting in, and it stinks. So that's like the worst. I mean, I could barely breathe in here. And
Nice.
it's enclosed. Like, who would choose to live in a sardine can like this? Who would do this to themselves? Ugh.
So you're feeling icky when the comm traffic picks up and you hear, we have 3 approaching the building. Appears they have a cart.
I think they've seen us. Something just came on this radio.
Yeah,
on the
I kind of.
comms.
Wait, it came on the Empire's radios come? Are they at the Sultry? I will scan ahead. Can I see anything that tells me stuff is messed up here?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, you see that one of the Soul Arbiters, they have the cool robes. They're like white with gold inlay, and Verity steps out. Kiana, well, first thing you notice is, yes, there are stormtroopers who are here. They're inside. Stormtroopers don't really hide, right? That's not their thing. But the thing that is striking to you, Kreetha and Vale, is that Verity is the first time that we've seen her on screen. She looks exactly like Kiana 67. Maybe a little younger.
Wow.
And you hear over the comms, Kreetha, oh, KN 706 is with them. He must be escorting them. Oh, checks out.
I think Kiana pulls out this mirror she's had the first time you see her with a compact, and maybe it's Swana's, who knows, and just looks at herself. I don't see the age. Gets close to Vale and points at Verity. Do you think they needed the upgrade?
Hello, Kiana.
Hello. Do you have our moniker, or did they give you a new title?
I am Verity. I've risen beyond, Kiana.
Oh, my dear, you can rise, but like a lotus, your roots will always be in our mud.
Your Vale, the fixer, what have you brought to us today?
Well, she kind of looks back like things have not gone the way she expected. What's bringing
Counselor
me-
pushes that thing off of the cart again. It's a Hydra spanner.
I pick it up. I'm just holding it kind of aimlessly. And she kind of goes, I'm just going to bring you something because it seems like I'm getting a lot of heat for it, and I thought you would be able to handle that.
What kind of heat have you been getting? Talk to me. I can help you.
She goes, it doesn't matter. It just... No one's going to mess with you, right?
No one messes with the soul tree. We are
See?
blessed.
It's true. Just like your name.
What is it that you have gotten heat for, Vale the Fixer?
Well, it's one of two things. And first, she'll hold out like one of the other things that she found when they went back to the place. Essentially, an old but still intact crystalline thing. Let's say it's like a ring of a sort. And she goes, I don't know what this is. And then she goes, or it's this. And she'll hold out the crystal and she goes, I don't know what this is.
Her eyes grow a little wide and she reaches out. May I?
Well, she looks back. I would prefer to trade.
You seem eager, sister. It must be worth a hefty price.
She glances over towards a group of stormtroopers. Come inside. We should talk and figure out a proper arrangement for this.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of look mystified and I go, I never go inside to trade.
Oof. Well, let's see if you can charm her into making this swap right here and now.
Yes. I'm like, I just want to be done with this. So yes, if only I can find my role for my party.
Oh,
so
I
this
can
is,
link you.
Yeah, and then so I had a 10 for a moment and then it went away. So now I have a 7, I believe.
Okay. Now, Kretha or Kiana, or do either of you want to help? Kiana's already spoken up, but Kretha, you could also offer some assistance. If not, we'll just roll with a mixed success. I'm happy to do that, but I wanted to give you guys the opportunity before I move forward.
And a reminder, we've got the hold from lay out a plan, which is going to be more useful when we're on like a near, on a 6 or a 9 or something, but just keeping it in our attention there.
Yeah, I'm willing to help by, knowing myself well enough not to trust me.
Well, Vale, how do you think Kiana could help you?
I think that essentially what I need her to do is to be pushing for a higher price where I'm clearly, because essentially my thing is that I just want to be done with this. So I want her to get it at a steal and think she's doing cleverly. So I want essentially pressure from someone else.
Like an agent. She's acting like an agent. Yeah, get it.
But not that I want more. It's that it makes me look weaker so Verity can take advantage of me and take this crystal. Does that make any sense? But
Totally
she feels like a real triumph.
All right, roll plus HX, Kiana.
That is a 10.
Nice. So with that 10, I'll go ahead and allow that to be... Here's what I'll do. I'll say that because you're acting as an agent, you both get to roll for it, and the better roll stands. There we go. That sounds fun.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll plus cool, Kiana.
That would be an 8, except I had just improved and pushed my cool to a 3. And so, may I spend a hold from the plan to turn that new 9 of mine into a 10 bard?
Go for it.
Yay.
All part of the plan. All right. So go ahead and mark that cool improvement. You are cool. As cool as the other side of the pillow. And working together, the two of you are able to charm her into making this deal here and now. And she says, very well. You have said that it is causing you trouble. I think a fair price would be 4 barter.
Yeah, fine. That's good. That's great. Thanks.
4 barter, and just let people know who found it for you. Just, dropping names doesn't cost anything after all.
Verity, she inspects you for a moment, and then she steps closer to you, Kiana. She reaches over and she pushes your hair off of your shoulder and looks right at the spot that would have shown your jagged scar, but has recently been healed. Inspects it for just a moment and feel the hackles rise. Very well. Of course, I will tell people how fruitful Kiana 67 and Vale and how the two of you have been very helpful. Counselor Stripey's boss pushes another thing off of the cart. She reaches for the crystal again.
All right. And I hand it to her as I'm reaching down to pick the item up that Counselor Stripey Spots has dropped. And then I throw both of them back in the wagon, and I sort of start to wheel it back, and I'm like, thank you. That's what I needed. Keep it safe. And then I'm going to sort of wheel around and shoot a glare at Kretha, like that Kretha is one of the reasons that I'm out here, and start stomping off.
Cool.
See if I can get away.
She doesn't hold on to you, but she does say, KN 706, attend me. And you realize, Kretha, she's talking to you.
Yes.
She turns and starts to walk away, expecting you to follow her. What do you do, Kretha?
I was ordered to escort.
And you've done so. But now I want you to attend me, KN 706.
Okay. Coming.
Don't make me use the code words.
No, I think I was really ordered to do escort, and I really need to keep doing that. We need to make sure that the streets are safe.
Manual override. Come with me, K706, now.
Okay. Coming.
Kiana and Vale, it looks like Verity intends for Kretha to come with her inside the place you're about to blow up. What do you do?
Excuse me. That's our escort. Manual override 847. Override, manual override Verity. Escort us back to where we belong, please. Don't mess with seniority, darling.
Oh, I think you're confronting her.
I believe I am, too. Of course, this is when things will go terribly against plan.
I hope so. I mean, good luck.
Oh, that is terribly against plan. That is a 6.
Well, there's still plan to spend if you.
I know, but you're
prefer
against a
7.
Rancor. I think we should save it for the Rancor.
All right.
Sweet. So that is when Verity draws forth her lightsaber, and we cut back to the Rancor. The milky-eyed, cataracted, ancient Rancor that's really, really big. They're lurching forward to you guys and reaches for Darrow because he's in the front firing blasters at it. HT, what do you do?
Yeah, so I think I pull out my blaster pistol, heavy pulse rifle, and start shooting at it. Yeah. Trying to
Sweet.
draw its fire away.
Awesome. Let's have you do battle with this Rancor. Oh, by the way, you've checked. There are no automated giant doors here. So just letting you know. Sweet. All right, do battle. Roll those beautiful actual dice of yours. And I've got my two. I know what two things he's doing. All right. Okay, those are good. Seize initiative and fight for blood ×2. And the Rancor is fighting opportunistically in order to inflict harm on an additional enemy, which is hurting Darrow and hurting you, and is trying to seize initiative. So let's see, whoever spends more seize initiative does, so there won't be any initiative next time for next round. But fighting for blood, how much total harm do you do?
I think that's 3. My pulse rifle does 1 and then +2.
Your pulse rifle does
1 environ, so that
Yeah.
would be 6 harm AP total if brought upon 1 target.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, there we go. That the environment is like a whole scale kick up. That's pretty amazing. So tell me what it looks like when you blow off one of the Rancor's arms.
So I think that this is sort of like a machine gun that spins up, and it kicks at the dirt a little bit as these red little, pulses of light hit up, and then I spin it up along the side of the Rancor, and it roars as the line of blaster fire comes up and concentrates on the arm that was going after Darrow, and it kind of falls limply to the side.
Oh, that's nasty. And it roars in anger from that and sideswipes and hits you and Darrow with its left arm. It's not left-handed. It's only handed. Scott. It's I guess it's so you guys now get to deal with 3 harm coming your way. I think you've got some armor that's bolted on, so that's nice.
I have 2 armor. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're only taking 1 harm from this. And it's fighting for blood. Sorry. No, opportunistic initiative. So yeah, it's 3 harm that's coming at you and as well to.
Okay.
While this is going on, I'm setting up my tripwire charge.
Oh, nice. And Swanna is guarding you and firing on it with her blaster rifle. Hurry up, hurry. We should run, right? We're going to run. We're not actually going to go toe-to-toe with this thing. Oh my God, she blew off its arm.
Okay.
Good for hate.
Cool. So how'd you roll for harm?
So I rolled a 4 because I rolled a 5 -1 for the harm that I took.
Okay. That is not great. Yeah. So the harm move on let's see. 10 plus, choose harm. On a miss, the MC chooses 1. You're out of action. At worst of the scene, take additional harm. 2 from the 6 to 9 list. Oh yeah, here's what we go. So I am going to choose 2 from the 7 to 9 list above. You lose your footing and you lose your grip on whatever you're holding. As this thing sends you flying and you slam against a wall, and your amazingly powerful, awesome rifle that's environment damage is right underneath its feet. Swanna is firing on it with her cool blue blasters, and Darrow, he got knocked to the ground. He rolled a little bit and slammed into one of the columns. So HT, it's closing towards you. It is now between you and your main weapon. What do you do?
I'm gonna yell at the Rancor. Hey, You big smelly beast, over here.
Ooh, cool. So it sounds like you want to confront this thing to pull it away from HT.
Yeah. With of course the idea being to get it to chase after me and cross the tripwire charge.
I see. All right. So on a 7 to 9, you will leave it some wiggle room. So it may not go forward, but if you get a 10 plus on confronting it, it will be tricked into your little.
All right. Let me make the roll and see how this goes then.
Yeah.
Oh, hooray! That is that's a 4, and my aggro is 0.
Cool. It turns around and steps on HT's gun as it lumbers towards you. And Swana freaks and runs a different direction, and then it takes off after her. She runs off into the darkness because she did not have a light lit on her little blaster rifle. She had the cool thing like you and your harpoon gun. And she's screaming and trying to run away. Good news is, HT, she bought you some time. You can recover. What do you want to do, HT?
So I want to understand, Bard, you were setting up a tripwire, so it's basically a little trap that's there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. So one of my bits of gear is tripwire charge, 3 harm, close, messy, set, and so I've set it so we've got like a place in this underground where if we can draw the thing across it, it'll trip the wire.
In an appropriate Star Wars fashion, you're well aware of this tripwire being set up as well.
Okay, so I think I'm going to go after where the Rancor is, and I'm going to try to I'm not sure what the word is, not really wrestle it, but at least corral it back towards where this tripwire is.
Oh, yeah, that seems like a great idea for you, big armored trooper guy, to go tackle and try to slam this thing in. That's amazing. I think you're trying to act under fire. If you pull this off, you will slam it through the tripwire. On a 7 to 9, you either just push it into a column, or you can choose on a 7 to 9. You both go through the tripwire.
Okay, so I have impossible strength, which gives me a +1 to my roll, or several other things. So I'm going to do that, and this would be act under fire, which I roll with hard.
So hard. It's great.
I rolled a 6, plus my hard is 2, so that's a 8.
7, 8.
+1 for the impossible strength.
Yeah.
That gets it a 9. Do we have any plot left?
Spend the plan. Spend the plan.
I'll spend that to make it a 10. And I think the way that this looks on screen is HT runs over to the Rancor, and it has that, did the arm come off whenever I shot it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I think I grab it by the other arm and tug, and it kind of, jolts a little bit and turns around to look. And that's whenever it looks really strange, but I kind of just fall down on my back, tugging really hard. And you hear this whine as the motors in HT's armor, contract and pull, and it shouldn't be enough. There's not enough leverage there, but it just knocks the Rancor off balance, and it stumbles towards where the tripwire is.
Nice. It stumbles towards the tripwire, steps into it, breaks that line, and then poof, there's an explosion. One of the columns shatters from the explosion. It throws the Rancor, staggers, and there's a bunch of meat hanging off of that leg, and so it crumples underneath it. Now it's lost a leg and an arm, and you still hear the echoes of Swana running. But maybe she's going to slow down and realize that she's not being immediately pursued by this thing that could probably see in the dark. And it starts crawling towards you, Bard. You're the closest, and also HT's real strong.
Yeah, so it's taken harm from the tripwire and it's crawling towards me.
Oh yeah, it is dying, but it's hoping to maybe get one last bite.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, especially after having stared into that crystal minutes ago, Bard is just primed to try something weird, and so like you see him just like reach a hand out towards the Rancor and then like close his fist like he's strangling someone. I'm going to use my move, Your Enemy's Methods. By concentrating with violent intent, you can use your brain as a weapon. It inflicts AP harm equal to your psi at hand's reach. So that is my that is 1 for my psi. So, but it is armor piercing.
Oh God, this sounds amazing. I'm so excited by this. Use your brain as a weapon, inflicts AP harm, and I think we have to. Sorry, I just still struggle with the do battle because it almost feels like you're acting under fire to pull this off. Does that feel okay to you?
I'm good with whatever call you make about this.
Although if I do battle, I could maybe eat you. Do battle. Let's do battle. Roll hard.
Okay, let's do battle.
Yeah.
That's a 6. -1 is a 5.
Wow.
So let me see if I can help.
Yeah, I think if you like you like did this cool wrestling move on the Rancor. If you just kind of like rear it back a little, like pull kind of keep a hold on it and pull it by me just a few more seconds before it chomps on me, I would consider that helping.
I think HT's like, don't get out of the way. You can't crawl away from me. And I'll
roll HX.
So I rolled an 11.
Nice. Yeah. That is awesome. So on any hit, the MC chooses the most suitable +1 to their roll will push you to a 6, right? So you'd have to use that last hold.
But I think
7?
I'm willing to do that if that's all right with folks. Spend the last of the plan to try to end this Rancor.
Just to see you force Choco Rancor, that's awesome.
Great. All right, spending the plan, pushing it to a 7, and now I have to look at what do battle is because I've never looked at that yet.
Oh, if you jump to the moves, I think I can just jump that to do battle for you.
Okay, on a 7th or 9, you hold 3 against them. Okay, so I can use up to 3 here. Okay, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for defensively in blood. Oh, 5 for blood too. All right, sweet. So it takes -1 harm, but you do so much that this will kill it, but it is going to get to hurt you.
Okay.
Hurt you. So it's fighting for blood, which gives it a +1, so that'd be a total of 4 harm minus your armor. And I think what it does, it grabs you up with this one arm. Even though HT's like pulling it back, it reached out and just barely grabbed hold of you and is pulling you forward when you, I guess, force explode its brain or choke it, or what does it look like when you finish it?
I think it's that I've just crushed its windpipe, right? That like I tightened my fist so much that there's like this horrible gagging sound as it can't get any air at all.
Nice. Luckily, your tattoos give you 2 armor, so you're only taking 2 harm here.
They're 2 armor, but they're unreliable. What I don't remember.
It's when you roll doubles, it doesn't count.
This time they work. Phew.
Yay. Sweet. Okay, cool. So
honestly, we probably see a little of that just red glow, just like like flash on the tattoos for a second as the Rancor's claws strike me. Yeah. So I take 2 harm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go
push you to 10 o'clock, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah. And I guess I should uncheck stabilize because that was from previously before I went up this far.
We should. Yeah. Uncheck stabilize. Ooh, nice. You are not looking great. Look at that. I even love that it like turns black on white, like reverses the color image. That's pretty wicked.
So like, yeah.
Drop
so
to
like
the ground. Yeah.
we see like Bard like pull himself away and like basically just like use the harpoon gun to like lever himself back up to his feet. But he's clearly unsteady after this encounter.
Nice. Swana runs back into the light, steps onto his shoulders, and fires and shoots it in the back of the head a few times just to make sure. It's kind of like the Conan the Destroyer when, what's his name, the thief, like stabs Dagon after it's already dead, and they do the triumphant music yet again. That's one of my favorite parts of Conan the Destroyer.
Sure, kid. We'll tell Kretha that you finished it off. You'll look really great.
Really? You tell her that? That's so great. You look rough.
Yeah, I kind of just had a fist fight with a Rancor. Thanks, Hate. I will, offer Hate an arm up if they need it.
So I don't think either of us are at a point where we could offer arms or stabilize each other. I think I go over to my weapon. It was crushed by the Rancor, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to make that into like a makeshift crutch.
Oh, nice. That's badass.
So we're both just like leaning on our weapons to get by at this point.
Yeah, I think Darrow would come over to UHT and help you at least get to the crutch. And Swana will offer you an armed barge. He says, we still have to plant the bomb, right? Vale said for the circle to implode on a side, and I was listening to music. I didn't really take notes.
We gotta get one of the edges, bring the thing down. That's what Vale said. Vale's off in her right, so we're gonna do it.
Cool. So we cut back to the red glow in Kiana and Vale's eyes. Kretha, she's turned her back on you. For some reason she's convinced that you are not a threat, even though Kiana overrode very angrily. But you see her lightsaber is a curve, so it looks kind of like Count Dooku's, that very the dueling style that's very refined. And she says, Kiana 67, it's time for you to die. What do you do?
It seems my back is against the wall yet again. I don't know how I keep getting into these positions.
I know, you're such a cool operator. Who does this?
So I think I'm going to roll aggro and pray for myself.
Okay.
Ooh, that is an 11.
Oh my. So with 10 plus, you get the choice this time.
Yeah, I have do I want sudden reserves of speed, strength, or endurance, or no, I have a piece of amazing luck, and I'm going to tell you what it is. I've been all Kianas with a 7 at the end of their number were taught how to disarm people. Or at least how to not get hit by at least one swing of a melee weapon of this caliber.
Sure, that seems appropriate.
Give them a chance to try and disarm them. Of course, if you don't disarm them, you're pretty much fucked. But
cool. That sounds interesting.
I think I'm giving myself the luck to act under fire to try and.
That seems appropriate. Yeah, you activate that move, and it gives you the ability to. You're starting to dodge, but do you get out of the way in time? By the way, a lightsaber is AP. Just so we're clear.
I wish we had planned because I got a 9.
I'll help.
How do
Can
you
I
want
help?
that? Kiana, how do you think Vale could help you here?
I just want to point out that I have a cart of junk, I have a loath cat, and I have a tarp.
I would say just move the cart in the way of this her dancing maneuver, so she can't swing at me the way she wants to.
Exactly. I'm going to pretend like I'm incredibly panicked, and I'm going to be like, what's going on? Why are we doing this? I don't understand. Yes, and I will swing the cart in front of her.
Okay. Have you roll HX?
Okay. That's a +2. So that gives me a 9.
Okay, that will push you to a 7 to act under fire,
Oh,
right?
that's a 10.
Oh, sorry, to a 10. So push you to a 10. You do it. You disarm her. Now, here's the question, Kiana. Legend says, and of course, this is like whose legend? We'll say for right now, legend says that only one who has some reach or power or strength with the Force can ignite a lightsaber. So when you disarm her, does the lightsaber fall to the ground helplessly? Do you disarm her by grabbing it away from her? What does that look like?
I think the lightsaber, like for a moment, it does turn off. Like the hook is the last thing to disappear. It's falling to the ground, but I think it stops midway down to the ground, just floating. And I'm going to leave it up to the MC. Besides the woman I just disarmed with, Creetha, Vale, and everyone, I guess I'm just gonna ask, where does this go? Where does this lightsaber find its true calling for their hand?
So at some point, Creetha, you dropped your weapon, but now you're holding a different one. There's a lightsaber in your hand.
I look at it and I'm like, hold it, and I just try to turn it on. I just doing anything I can, like pushing everything on it, and just even thinking about turning it on. Like, come on, we're in trouble here. And
yeah, it ignites in your hand. It screams to life in an angry red, and it wants you to strike down Verity.
And I do.
You strike down Verity. That just happens. That you strike down Verity. You see it for a moment, like her eyes, and she holds her hand up, and you strike her down. And then some of the stormtroopers are going to start firing at you guys because too much craziness has happened. Yeah, so you guys have some stormtroopers that are firing on you. When Verity is sliced down, she drops the crystal, that fake crystal that you needed to deliver and to be placed into the weapon.
Would have been awesome.
Such a good plan.
Still there. What can I say? So I have a bunch of junk on my thing, on my cart. All I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out a sort of a dark light torch, which won't do much in the bright sun of the thing, except that I'm going to shine it on that crystal that'll give it it'll glow for a second, like that kind of red sparkle, which means there's a decent chance that one of the Imperials will see it and take it.
Okay, act under fire.
Okay.
Kiana, stormtroopers are firing on you. Your sister has just been struck down by a lightsaber-wielding Creetha. What did Vale roll on your act under fire?
I got an 8.
Nice. All right, cool. So you shine that light, and they definitely take note of it. They are not going to fire upon it because they've received briefings. But I'm curious, Kiana, what are you doing once Creetha strikes down Verity?
I am hitting the ground while screaming at the top of my lungs every manual override code I
know. Cool. Let's have you confront them.
Okay. And of course, I've got to be getting the counselor with me. Out of the way of fire.
Oh, right.
I got a 9 to confront them.
Nice. Cool. So a number of them stand down. Creetha, you've got this lightsaber. You took down Verity. Vale has shined some weird not light on something. Kiana's screaming out a bunch of override codes, and it seems to have helped a bit. What are you doing, Creetha? You guys are kind of, just so we're clear, there's a large space on the outside of Soul Tree, so there's no real cover for you guys unless you either head in or run a half block away. So you're really exposed right now. Keanu was able to take out a number of the stormtroopers that were firing upon you, but there's also a bunch of soul arbiters in there. What is it Kretha wants to do with your really terrifying laser sword and a bit of initiative?
The stormtroopers that haven't stood down, I run at them screaming, just waving it in front of me, hoping that any blaster shots come at me will get blocked.
Oh man, confront them. This sounds great.
Yeah, let me switch to the moves. Confront. Roll plus aggro. I'm sure that's wonderful for me. Oh, it's only 0.
Yeah, it's just
that's not bad.
Yeah, it's good.
A 9.
Nice, and I'll mark your aggro for you on a 9. You've left them some wiggle room. They can try to escape, bargain with you, or pass off responsibility. So what we see is a couple of the stormtroopers. One of them fires on you. You deflect it and take out his buddy. He decides to just get the heck out of the dodge, and the others had been deactivated. So you buy everyone a few moments. Vale, Kretha just deflected a blaster bolt that may have come over your way, but you were hiding behind the cart, so you were probably fine. But it looks like she's cleared a path for you, Vale. And Kiana, what do you guys want to do?
I hate to do this, but I'm going to take that path because that just makes the crystal more likely to look like it's legit. So I'm out of here.
All right. Kiana, what are you doing?
We came very far, but I think it's time to get back to the car.
Cool. Kretha, when you glance back, Vale and Kiana are running. You've bought them a moment. You could probably run with them.
Yep, I'm going to go with them.
Sweet. So you guys all bug out and head back to Kiana's speeder. And then we slide back to the very wounded and tired Bard and HT with Darrow and Swana. Bard, HT, what are you guys doing underneath here with the now bleeding out corpse of a Rancor and the sound of blaster fire above you?
I think it's time to place this crystal and send this place to whatever hell it came from.
And we have to hurry. You can hear the action above. The things must have gone exactly like planned.
Yeah. Okay. If I need to, I will read a sitch to spot the place that we need to put this, and know how to kind of safely execute this part of Vale's advice.
Yes, please read a situation, and you do get the benefit from Vale's advice.
Great. So rolling with sharp. Picking my dice. Rolled a 6, but my sharp is 2. Vale's advice makes it a 9. Anybody want to help, or are we good with a 9?
How could I help?
I think scout ahead, right?
Just to save them. I mean, I love the idea of helping, but like with the 7 and 9, you get 1 question. Did you want 3 questions? If you feel you need 3 questions, we can go through that. I just want to check in real quick.
Yeah, no, fair enough. No worries on that, actually, because I get a bonus question from Sniff the Wind anyway.
That's right.
Sorry
to snag that away from you, Stephen. I'm sorry.
No. We can say in the fiction we're working together anyway.
Absolutely.
I want to know what represents the best opportunity for me to plant the crystal and safely detonate it. And
you point out you figure out the point that Vale had given you advice on, with HT tactically talking about support structure and your knowledge of how this crystal should work. You know exactly where to plant it.
And then you know what? Going from my sniff the wind list, who here is the most afraid?
Swana.
Yeah, great.
Sorry.
I like reach out and like put a like hand on her shoulder that's like partially attempt to comfort, partially just like leaning on her because of how much damage I've taken. And I'm like, kid, you're gonna see history here. This is the moment when we turn things around for Dathomir. Now, help steady my hand with this harpoon gun.
Oh, right. Sure. That seems to encourage her a little bit, and she's able to help you out. You guys lay down the crystal, have it set to go, maybe some kind of remote detonator, because that's a thing in Star Wars. And
I was gonna. Yeah, we have a detonator right next to it, but I was going to fire the harpoon gun to hit the detonator.
Oh, that's even better.
I want it to be. Yeah, exactly.
Harpoon's better. Yeah. This low tech and very bard like, so that seems amazing. And being within harpoon distance of a crystal that will explode an entire building seems on point for bard. That seems dangerous. In fact, Swana will say, "How much range do we have with this harpoon gun? Are you sure that we're not clear of the?" It's fine. I trust you.
Good idea. Let's take a step back. Take like one step back. Still like leveling the harpoon gun, aiming it at the detonator we have sitting there next to the crystal.
Sweet. And then Swana glances over and looks at the ruined sniper, huge rifle that HT had that could have done the job from, half a click away. and then you fire that single harpoon bolt. Like, did we make that a die roll? I think it just happens, right? It just happens. The only thing that will happen if you failed is if you fire another bolt. And while that's amusing, it's not exactly Star Wars on point. So last desperate shot, and you take a shot with the harpoon gun, and the crystal explodes. The building, everything underneath the building, all the support structures blow out. Exactly. Pulls it back, gets another kiss for luck, and then does the grappling hook all over. No, we cut out to Kretha, Kiana, and Vale, and you guys are on the cool speeder when the outer part of the building starts to crumple and fall, and we have one stormtrooper who picks up the fake crystal and picks it up in his hands and looks back, and the building starts falling beside him. And then Bard, HT, you guys, Darrow, and Swana continue to move back as more stuff begins, and all of the foundation and the building and everything's just collapsing in on all of these caverns, falling from hundreds of feet above as all of the support underneath has been blown out by this crystal. So what do we see from HT as you guys are making your way back through the catacombs, trying to make your way out of here?
I think HT is running, at top speed, and as he passes, what was the NPC's name again? The girl?
Swana.
As he passes Swana and Bard, he reaches out and grabs each of them and kind of lifts them up off the ground, kind of like a football carry kind of stuff, and just keeps running.
Darrow stumbles after you.
Don't worry about me.
That's great. Cool. So I'd like to kind of hard cut and frame you guys meeting back up together after you've done all this craziness, if that sounds cool. I think we're actually maybe like this might be tie it up scene to epilogues is where we're at. And so what I'd like to do is just take a quick couple minutes break because I just drank a whole lot of tea, and you guys can think about what you want in last scene to epilogue. So see you in a couple minutes, okay?
This is the most fun I've ever had being a clone.
Oh, this is one of my favorite clones I've ever seen, so pretty great. And I've seen some great clones running some of these Star Wars games, I'll tell you. That's a high bar, friend, and you've done well.
But never one scripted by John Waters.
Nope. Oh, yeah, that's true. Let's definitely follow up. So I see here in the chat, the Bard is pretty nastily hurt and unstable. So I think we will pick up maybe a Aretha's Refuge, because that'd be the best place, right? That's where you would communicate. So we pick up there with Bard lying on a slab.
He's like weakly saying, "No, I'm fine. I did what I needed to do. You don't need to make a fuss."
It's no problem. You're gonna, I know you're fine. This is just gonna make it look better. And I just put the lightsaber kind of in with all the other stuff I've got in the kind of medical equipment, and then come in, administer some help.
Yeah. Do you want a field medic or do you want a healing touch again?
I think I'm gonna field medic because I haven't done that today. So I always want to use both abilities.
Yeah.
Can. So that's sharp. Let's go ahead and roll. And a 9, 10, 11. 11.
Nice.
And,
nice. Now I've gone ahead and clicked the XP for your sharp.
Thank you. And recover 1 harm as well. So on any hit, stabilize them. The injuries won't get worse, and you can safely move them on a 10 plus. They recover 1 harm. So recover 1 harm.
You're down to 9 and no longer unstable. So you're stabilized in at 9. Awesome. Cool.
Thanks, Aretha.
Yeah. Let me just get, if I could get your frequent healers club card. And I could just mark another. You're almost to free heal soon.
You have cards for this? And I was left out of the loop?
Bard's really the inaugural member.
Aretha, I don't have that much to pay you with, and I hand over the one barter I have, but I gesture for you to lean in closer. Swana is in love with you. You should, do what you would like with this information. I just thought you should probably know.
Okay. Wow. Well, thank you. Blushing. Just red-faced. Okay.
Yeah. And Kiana will transfer one of the credits that Verity gave her to Aretha as she moves closer to Bard's bed. Or, slab.
That's awesome.
And I'll look over. And this Swanner, are you okay too?
I helped fight a Rancor.
It's pretty cool. You could tell me about that.
She shot it a bunch right at the end when it went down.
Yeah, I was making sure it was dead after they did the hard stuff.
Wait. You then points at HT-37, and you then points at Bard, and you fought a Rancor.
Yep.
It was an old one. It's fine.
HT did this wrestling move where they flipped it.
And I think Kiana looks at HT-37. That's amazing. I would expect nothing less from you. You make everything seem easy. Then she looks at Bard. What were you thinking? You could have died.
I'm fine.
You are now, and you always have been. But I need to know these things because I don't want to fall in love with a has-been.
Wait, go say what? What?
To take this out of rhyme, I've always thought you were pretty fine. Damn it, I can't even stop now. And I think she gets flustered and tries to walk out of the room.
Yeah,
Bard
you're
kinda
the
like,
advice giving person. What
oh,
do you
that's
do?
great. Yeah, yeah. Bard just like looks at Vale like, what? What?
I think she shrugs. Dunno.
What? This one, I was like, go after her.
Yeah, go after her.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. And like, he reaches up and like brushes off his horns a little bit and then like, gets like painfully to his feet and indeed goes after her.
Yeah, I
Nice.
think, yeah, and I want to see what the other people do before I like have like the final scene with Bard and Kiana.
Sounds good. HT, what are you doing?
So I think that after Bard's taken care of, I think HT needs some help to get repairs and wounds healed. So I think he's kind of on the slab, and we can, basically gets all bandaged up and stuff like that. Are we going to epilogue after this, or is this the epilogue?
I don't know. Are we? It feels like maybe we're epiloguing nowish, but let's wait. Sorry. Let me be sure and clear versus like not making sense. Let's wrap up what's happening in this immediate scene and then we'll circle around to do epilogues. That way those are less time constrained and you can go wherever you want with it. Good job, Rich. Okay. All right. So we have Kiana and Bard have left the refuge as it is. HT, you got healed up and picked back up. So anything else that HT is doing here? Or should
No, I'm good.
Okay. Cool. And then what about Vale? What are you doing?
I think like Vale was there helping HT. And she kind of looks around the room. She's standing there with just Kritha and Swana, and she kind of goes, well, I guess I have some business elsewhere. And she'll wander out, leaving the two of them alone.
Huh. That was awkward, right, Kritha? Swana says.
Well, it's Vale. So you shot the Rancor.
It was already dead.
Oh, well, it's still. I mean, you were brave to face it.
They said that I could take credit, but I don't feel really comfortable with that. I mostly ran away from it, but I think that was a distraction.
Well, I find that running away is a really good thing, but the weirdest thing happened today. This like knife thing, this light blade landed in my hand, and I actually killed somebody for the first time, and I feel really bad about that. But it was weird. I never saw one of those things before, and then it just worked for me.
Really?
Yeah, and I ran like at stormtroopers like I was going to fight them, which I would never do.
Well, I mean, they are stormtroopers. I think it's okay.
Yeah, just didn't make any sense, but I don't know. I put it away, it doesn't need, people don't need to have those things. People are just going to get hurt.
Well, I mean, you don't have to get rid of it. Just put it away in case you ever need it, right?
Yeah, it's I put it yes, it's here. If you ask me to find it, I don't know where it is right now. I forgot already. But I know it's here. So it's safe.
Well,
I mean, I'm usually the only one who can find anything in here.
You should totally catalog all the stuff in your. I could help you with that.
That could be really helpful. I try to do that, and then I never finish, and then it's worse. afterwards because I've just made stacks.
I can help you. I'm good with stats.
I think Kiana like peers in at this moment. It's like, sorry to ask for a pause, but I think we're going to need more gauze.
Well, duty calls. I'm gonna go. I just, if you want to help, I could always use some assistance. I can walk you through how I do it.
Yeah, I want to help.
And then,
Totally.
follow after Kiana. Kiana 67.
Cool. Everybody feel like they got what they wanted out of that scene, and we move to epilogues. All right, cool. So, who would like to lead off with epilogues for their character? Anybody want a brief, like, everybody's got epilogues, right? We're good. Everyone, all right? Everybody clear? All right, sweet. So, anyone have an idea for their epilogue they want to kick it off?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
So I think what we see, I'm going to move forward quite a bit forward in time. And I think we see HT, nicknamed Hate, out of his armor. And he's all scarred up. Bald, has all these different scar and pock marks where the armor was attached and all that kind of stuff. But he still has that same tattered cloak that he's been wearing. And he's wearing normal clothes and that kind of stuff. A little bit wealthy. Something that just indicates that he's got a little bit of jingle to spend. And he's kind of up on top of a hill and looking down over this small settlement that's down. And I think as he walks into it, you can see that. So as he walks down into the settlement, people come up to him and start asking advice. And it's pretty obvious that HT Hate has become kind of a village governor over a number of people, and he keeps the law around here and makes sure that everything remains stable and that people have the food and the money and everything that they need.
Nice. I really like that. Like, I like that as maybe like a prelude to another Apocalypse World Burn Over with the Lawgiver as HT. That's so good. Awesome, Steven. Thank you so much. Anyone else would like to go next with the epilogue?
I think I would. And I think that essentially come back and it's Grig's shop. It's clearly Grig's shop. It even says like Grig's outside on it and everything, even though he's long gone. But inside, you will find Vale and sort of an amazing array of stuff in the back. But in the front, it's like really, like there's lots of people out there that like that are like lining up to do trades with her for the thing, kind of the early morning thing. And she's just going through stuff, sorting it out, and somehow she's managed to make this work in this place. So but essentially it's just a bunch of other old scrappers like she was before, bringing stuff in, and she's sorting through all the best of it.
That's so cool.
That's
I like
all.
that. Nice.
I've got one, that involves Kiana. So let me pitch it, and very happy to hear, how Ferret reacts to this one, right? But I think we might see Bard and Kiana. Let's see, where's the places we've got here. There's the well, right? Everybody comes to the well, and it's got the drinkable water. People come there, but I think maybe this is like sometime in the evening when there's fewer people at the well, but just like nice view over it, right? And like Bard is standing there, awkwardly and leading into saying something. He's like, yeah, Vale's been working on this, and we've been able to create enough for some of the ex-troopers, and I wanted to, just have an extra one, just in case this was something that you wanted. And he fishes around in his pocket, and then goes down on one. He pulls out one of those rings that Vale created for suppressing the wolves, and holds it out to.
Yeah, I think we are at this place because to move in with this back. I think there are a lot of clones around, not clones of just Kiana, but just clones period, who Kiana has been sending to Kretha and Vale to get liberated. And Kiana just holds out her hand to get the ring put on it. She's been trying her best to break out of just the rhyme schemes, and, take things seriously. And I think she just she'll bend down and sort of help Bard to his feet, because I think it takes a lot of effort for Bard to get down on one knee these days. And she'll smile. It's don't worry, it didn't hurt. And when he looks confused, when I fell to earth. And I think we still see the broken wings on her back as but the ring around her neck, the halo necklace, is now replaced with this little halo around the finger from the ring.
Nice.
That's really cool. Sawyer, did you have any other epilogue for Kiana, or is that
I think
good?
I think besides letting people know the clone, I think the clones all around them start cheering. Kiana 44 especially, the old Kiana begins crying because she always tears up at proposals and weddings.
Should probably look around at the other Kiana. See, make something out of yourselves.
Don't be an old maid like me. Be an old maid like her.
Exactly. Cool. So what about Kretha?
I think we see Kretha and Swana occasionally. Kretha's showing Swana how to, help while she's patching somebody up here in the city. And Swana's occasionally they'll see the two of them kind of out past the edges of the city. And Swana's teaching her how to fight a little bit, and sometimes it's with the saber, and sometimes it's not. And then we cut to a scene of Kretha sitting out on a hill, kind of looking out into nothing, and kind of opening up to the wolves of the Maelstrom, and hearing their call.
That's ominous. Very cool. Well, I've really enjoyed this. That will bring our epilogues to a close. I think that the wolves are stymied for now. Their attempt to bring the city-killing weapon is thwarted. Captain Dama Jassard takes the remainder of her troopers up on the grav hammer, and they fly away in failure, as this weapon is no longer available to the Imperial warlord Zinj, leaving Dathmir alone to perhaps grow a bit stronger, as you have something like a lawgiver helping the village to become more organized and more safe. And that will bring our 4-session series of Apocalypse World Burned Over in Star Wars to an end. There's a part of me that wants to do the HX, but I don't know. We did epilogues, so I think we just let it go, if everybody's cool with that. But I would like to have a couple stars, just after game chatter, but amongst us, if everybody's cool with that. And then we'll wrap up and call it a day. So you can going to be generous because there are 5 players and it's 4 sessions. Everyone gets 3 stars. And no wishes though, because if you had a wish unfulfilled, it's not going to happen in this series, friends. Who would like to go first with 3 stars? And if you don't have 3 total stars, that's okay. That's all right. It's no worries.
I can go first if.
All right.
Yeah. Stars for Bard making a plan that actually helped this time. I mean, I've seen a Vigilant take that move, and it's like, I'm going to make this plan. They're like, everyone went against this plan. Like, can I spin this hole? It's like, you're not even trying with the plan. I don't know about this rule right now. We tried. It worked. Stars to Kretha for just, taking that lightsaber, and it's like, this can deflect blaster blasts. I'll run at these people firing at me. This is the correct plan. And thank you, HT37, for bringing some WWW into this Star Wars. I mean,
crazy.
I bet almost judo flipping a Rancor is not what I expected from this game, but I am very glad I got to see it.
Awesome. Thank you, Sawyer. Who's next?
I'll go. And I want to say thank you to all of the players for the story arcs, because it really did feel like we had some awesome story arcs in here. The romances at the end were fabulous, but I really appreciated Scott's take on Kretha of once they had the beam saber, the saber, that she actually stared into that abyss and, thought about that. That was an awesome, the epilogue just really popped. And I really enjoyed HT's storyline, and the epilogue was just the icing on the cake again. So super excellent. And that Kiana and Bard ended up together is the best. So thank you. Those epilogues were just on top of a good story and a good thing. They just felt really right, and I super loved them.
I agree, Sherry. Thank you so much for that.
Star to Vale for just working so hard to make things better for people. Love this good-hearted Gearcutter, and especially for bringing in that ring, because once it was a kind of a ring that was posited as something that could work against the Wolves of the Maelstrom, that just made my way towards the epilogue very clear. Star to Kiana for being herself, and being the bellwether for all of these clones to have a better life. Love that detail in the epilogue as well. And man, I mean, I could give stars to everybody, but Rich, you definitely need a star though, because the lightsaber coming in was so great, and the kyber crystal like glowing and doing weird stuff was so great. I love that you were able to hit us with some really cool force things that our characters were not really prepared for, but that we got some great moments out of. That's what makes this a Star Wars Saturday, I feel like.
Thank you.
I'll go, and I'm gonna give a star to Stephen, to HT37, again for the same thing, the incredibly over the top yet amazing fight with the Rancor. I did not see any of that coming when that scene started, and it was wonderful. And I'm gonna throw a star at Vale for the early part of when we're doing the plan. I really liked the rolling with the punches and how that went. And I'm gonna throw a star also at the MC, Rich, for for Verity, that was such a great addition to thwart our plan, yet not completely thwart our plan as turned out. But it put me into a really awkward place, which was great. I had to make some tough decisions, and Kiana came to our rescue. It was a great ad.
Cool. Thank you. Stephen, bring us on.
Yeah. So I have to say, one of the things I was really impressed by was how everyone leaned into some of the stuff we set up in the first session with the Wolves of the Maelstrom and the AI controlling people. Those were just things from playbooks, but they tied in really well through the whole thing with, Kiana and Hate both being Wolves of the Maelstrom, and then everyone else seeing them and kind of trying to, fight against them. That worked out great. And then with the AI, both Kritha and Vale were needed to fix it. And then, we had all of these different people who were AI controlled, like Kiana, and, who had the chips removed, which is, if you think back to it, that's very much a Star Wars kind of thing with the clone troopers. And then the other 2 stars would kind of be the 2, cap scenes that we had with, like, the Rancor that was very Star Wars, and then the Sith person pulls out the lightsaber unexpectedly, and that whole fight. I mean, both of those are very, very Star Wars, and it felt very good to see both of those. Yeah.
I was on the Rancor fight. I'd already decided, like, someone has to, we're on Dathomir. You have to fight a Rancor. Underneath, there's going to be a Rancor. And then someone said, "Oh, we played Rancor Brawl." And I'm like, "Oh, they kind of, like, I hope it's still a surprise, but I don't even care. I'm still doing it." It was fun. Stars to all of you for playing Apocalypse World Burned Over, and big star for giving a shot and being open to the fact that, like, there were a couple tweaks, and, like, there were times when I was a little unsure about the battle, and you guys were fine, and nobody seemed to get frustrated with me being a little wishy-washy around that particular move. Sawyer, thanks for the help that you threw in and explaining some of the gaps in the hack book. That was very helpful. I really enjoyed how iconic characters were from, like, HT and this bolted on armor, and Kiana, this rhymesing, whimsical, bizarre operator clone, and Bard, the no sleep till Brooklyn fanatic, paranoid, and Vale, the not so good with people, but this is a thing that I can solve, and Kretha's good-heartedness. No sleep till Aldrin. Yeah, that's way better. But Kretha's good-heartedness, and I really love, as it's already been highlighted with Scott, that you, like, circle back and that there was guilt associated. And of course I had the voice of Star Wars fan Solana going, "They're stormtroopers, just shoot them, it's fine." But Kretha was human in that, and that was really, really cool. It was a really fun story. I was at points wondered, like, is this Wolves of the Maelstrom, like, city killer? Is this the story for all 4 sessions? Does it have legs? And it really did. It really did. You guys brought some super amazing plans and action and excitement to it. And while we started off feeling very apocalyptic, I think by the end we were super Star Warsy, and that was a fun to watch things kind of develop and shift towards that from a tonal aspect. And I was so happy with a, like, Bard reveal that, like, it's Swada likes you, Kretha, and I was so happy with that choice and that decision to, like, lay it out there. And then Kiana's surprised, like, "I like you, Bard." Like, the romance stuff at the end was so, like, I was super here for it.
Well, you'd handed that to me early on when I like, you sniff the wind about who's keeping secrets, and you're like, "Oh, Swana's in love with someone." Like, and it's like, wow, what is Bard going to do with this information?
I was so waiting for that.
I had to eventually share it and see.
I was so glad that you did. I was really, really like, yes, payoff, because I was like, oh, a few things might get left on the table, is the way it happens in a 4-session series, but that was one of those that you circle back around to, and I was so very, very thankful. I was trying to play Swana secretly, like, pining, but angling towards things, but I didn't want to ever. It just didn't see Swan as the person to, like, even at the end, she didn't declare it. She's not emotionally mature enough to say such things, and that was a really fun payoff. So great game. Thank you all so much for playing, for being here, for these sessions, and helping me out to tell this story. So I will stop our live stream.